Boomers on Facebook. So I'm not anti-boomer, of course, like a lot of people seem to be. But I do think there's a little bit of like a lack of being in touch. But you could say that about any kind of age range. But I just had like an experience like a few days ago on Facebook, where I posted an article about a current band, and the singer was saying that he didn't like to play the hits, etc., which is a pretty common occurrence. Like, people get tired of playing the same stuff over and over again, and I thought it was an interesting article, so I posted it. Sometimes I just post stuff so that I'll read it later. A lot of times I don't even really interact on Facebook. So some guy that I know on Facebook, last time I talked to him in person was 7 years ago, but I know him, I'm okay with him. But he said something really stupid, okay? He goes, the first sentence he said was, "It shouldn't matter," you know? And then the second sentence was, he just thinks he's a reincarnation of Jim Morrison. So basically what he's saying here is, if you're a rich rock star, you don't have a right to complain about playing the hits. And I disagree. I think anybody has a right to complain about anything. Just because you're rich doesn't mean all your problems go away. And and as a songwriter myself, I understand that a lot of times songs of yours that people like the best aren't your favorites. So a lot of times, a song might get popular and it's not one of your favorites to play. And you got to listen to your heart too, You got to make people happy, but you also have to listen to your heart. So the other thing is, like, comparing somebody to Jim Morrison. I feel like a lot of boomers just think like the Doors are like the be-all, end-all of rock and roll. Like, I wouldn't want to be Jim Morrison. He died when he was 27. It's just like, who wants to fucking die that young? I don't care what you've accomplished. It's shitty. In fact, it's even more shitty if you've accomplished a bunch of great stuff and then you're dead at 27. It's like, what's the fucking point? You can't even enjoy the spoils of your success. I think I would much rather be this person he's talking about, who's, I think, probably about 41, 42 by now, and is still putting out great material and touring and stuff like that. So, it's the Strokes, Julian Casablancas. Anyways, so I like the Strokes. I mean, I'm not like the hugest fan, but I also think it's cool that he put together another band, the Voivods or something. And I actually personally know someone who plays guitar for him. I mean, I don't know him great, but I've met him a few times. We follow each other on some social media. But like, my bottom line is, like, if you're like an older person, like, quit thinking that you're like the music from your era is so much better than like the music from this era, because it's really not. It's like, if you really boil down, like, deepness of lyrics or chops or all that, there's a lot of fucking great music that's come out in the last 20 years even, I mean, and a lot of the great music that comes out now isn't heard, or isn't given a voice. So it's like, just because you had these mammoth huge artists that were like, had these like infinite budgets, it's like, that doesn't make them so much better than a lot of the artists today, and so I don't know. I just, like, basically, like, I answered back something that was kind of appeasing. I said something like, "Oh yeah, first world problems," or something. And then I just fucking deleted the whole thing, because you know what? I don't have time to fucking argue with people that I don't agree with all the time. Like, sometimes on YouTube, if someone doesn't argue with me, I'll note back. But it's like, it's very time consuming if you're gonna throw a rock at every barking dog. So a lot of times, like, I'm not even that popular on social media because I don't get into fights with people. I don't instigate stuff on social media. So that's just what it is. So anyway, that's my little rant for the day.